Good morning, students. I hope you would have studied yesterday's class the first application of Gauss law. Electric field due to a straight wire infinitely long carries a charge. Can anybody recall what is the formula? E is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. And if it is a positive charge, the field is outside, and if it is a negative charge, the field is towards the charge distribution. So today's class we are going to study about Gauss law's second application, that is electric field due to infinite plane sheet of charge, a large infinite plane sheet of charge. That only one application today we are going to see how it is we have to see. Before that, once again I'll recall. Can you remember the diagrams? This is the first one is a linear charge distribution, and this is the surface charge distribution, and this one is the next surface charge distribution. Can you remember what is the surface charge density? What is the letter to represent surface charge density? Yes, you are right. We used to write the surface charge density by the letter sigma. What is the formula for sigma? Which is equal to Q by A. We have written already sigma is equivalent to Q by A. Here we wrote in the linear charge distribution the word called lambda. In surface charge distribution, it is equal to Q by A. Can anybody say what is the unit of sigma? Coulomb per meter square. Yes. Now, today we are going to take one such a large sheet of plate. Either this, like this one plate, and conventionally first when we study we used to take a positively charged plate. So today we are going to take a positively charged plane sheet. Next class I will come for this type of arrangement. Today we are going to study for a plane sheet of arrangement. Okay, once again, how to carry out the Gauss law application is, first you have to draw the and locate where you have to find the electric field. Then the second idea is you have to draw the Gaussian surface. Then you find out what is Q and what is integral dA. Apply in Gauss law, you will get the answer. This is the method we have to follow to get the expression. Shall we go to today's our topic, children? Yes. So this is a large plane sheet, infinitely large also you can take it. What type of charge? Positively charged. You know, if the charge is positive, field is from the positive charge outside. So can you see here the field is acting in this direction, and not only this direction, this side also it is acting because it is a sheet. It's a two-dimensional view. So you will have a charge, the charge effect on the left side also, on the right side also. So here if I want to find out which direction, here if I have to find out which direction it is acting, that way. So the field is acting outward from the positive charge. Is it necessary I have to take the sheet like this? I can take the sheet in this way also. Now in a plane. So the field is for the positive charge on the top surface. Which direction it is acting? Can you see? It is acting in the upward direction. And if you see the bottom surface, the field is acting in the downward direction. So depends on the arrangement, the direction of the electric field changes. Are you clear? We have taken a sheet, and for that we have taken a which direction the field is acting. So for this sheet, it has two direction. Both the sides. One is from the positive charge, outside it is acting. Now we will restrict ourselves first to one side, how it is taking place. Now in the sheet if you take it, I have taken only one side, that is this left side of the sheet alone I have taken, which direction the electric field will act. So it is a positive charge, so the field is outward, this way it will act. Suppose if it is a negative charge, what will happen? It will act towards, but this is clearly a positive charge, so it acts radially outward. Will it act on this side also? Will it act in this side? Of course, it will act in this side also. But Here in this diagram, it is shown in only one direction. I hope you are clear up to this. Yes. Now the next one is electric field due to a plain sheet of charge. How to get the expression we have to see. So first I say which direction the field is acting. Now I have chosen a point in this for the sheet, a point here. The point is from the sheet at a distance of, let us take it as X or R or A, any letter you can take it. Let us take it as X, along the X direction or Y direction, any manner you can take it. So for this distance, suppose if I take the distance as R, so for this distance you have to draw first a Gaussian surface. So the Gaussian surface we have to draw. The Gaussian surface, how it is? Yes, so symmetrical Gaussian surface. So I have drawn today the symmetrical Gaussian surface is a cylinder. So can you see here a cylinder? A plain sheet. This is the plain sheet. Can you see, children? Here plain sheet is there and this one is the Gaussian surface. Now this diagram gives you little more idea. The yellow color one is a glass sheet and the violet one is a cylinder, that is a Gaussian surface, Gaussian cylinder. Is it symmetrical? Yes, it is a symmetrical. And see the direction of the electric field. Can you see the direction of the electric field? Here it is in this direction, outward, from the positive charge outward. And in this side for this surface, if I consider, it is acting in the outward direction. Children, please understand and study, then only you can take it. Then only you can understand any question. If it comes direct derivation, okay. Most of the time they are asking us by giving the diagram or by giving some representation, they ask you to identify, find out. So that time if you understand the concept only, we can get it. So this gives the direction of the electric field. So I have electric field on both the sides of the sheet. Now the same diagram with area vector, it is given. A cylinder has how many surfaces? Yesterday's class we studied? Yes. Cylinder has 3 surfaces, 2 flat surface and 1 curved surface. Suppose you take here, 1 minute children. Suppose you take, this is 1 flat surface. And if you take, this is another flat surface. And this one is the curved surface. And the n vector, it shows the direction of the area vector. Everywhere it is shown. Area vector is acting in which direction. But all the cases, this is the direction of electric field. And here this is the direction of electric field. Electric field is horizontal. But depends on the type of surface, the area vector is acting. Are you clear up to this? Okay, we'll move to the next one. So this, so far what we studied, little more together it is given. Just we have to take a sheet, Gaussian surface. What type of charge distribution? Surface charge distribution. What is surface charge density? Sigma. What's the unit? Coulomb per meter square. Electric field is acting which direction? Perpendicular to the plane of the sheet. Okay. Now this diagram, here what we are having, the same thing, step by step we are going. So if I take it, here this flat surface you take it. For this flat surface, area is in this direction. And if the charge is positive charge, suppose this is having so many positive charge, electric field is, it is shown here. The electric field here, it will act in the downward direction. For the bottom surface, the area is shown here. But if I take a curved surface, the area vector, can you see here, area vector? Area vector and electric field both are perpendicular. In that way, it is acting. Now, we will see how to get the expression. So far, I said only about which direction field is acting, what are the area, Gaussian surface area and area vector. Now, on the whole, we have to derive what is the expression for electric field at a point due to an infinitely large plane sheet. It is a positively charged sheet I have taken. Can you see here, children? The lavender color is the sheet, is the charged infinitely long plane sheet. Now, I have to find the electric field from the sheet at a distance of at a distance of r. This is the point P. At this point P, I have to find out what is the electric field due to the sheet. The point P is at what distance? The point P is at a distance of r. At a distance of r, point P, what is the electric field? Now you may ask, should I have to take only in the right side? Not necessary. You can take the same distance and you can choose the point on the left side also. So convenience sake, the green color cylinder, that is our Gaussian surface, and it is taken on both the sides. This distances are, this distance also are. How many surfaces I have? I have three surfaces, two flat surfaces and one curved surface. Now we have to apply Gauss law to find the electric field. Children, are you clear? Here the electric field is the red arrow. And here the electric field for the second flat surface P dash, it is in this side. And for the curved surface also the electric field is in this side. This is in the left, in the right side it is along the positive x direction. In the left side it is acting along the negative x direction. Now I have three areas. So we can take it as flat surface is P, here one surface P dash, and here in a curved surface a small area dA. Everywhere first I have taken as dA. Shall we apply Gauss law? What is the formula? Phi is equal to closed integral E dot ds, D dot dA. In this diagram dA, any letter you can, total electric flux. Now see here, can you see here in this diagram, in this equation, I have written here it as a closed surface area. Closed surface area. This point it is marked as closed surface area. But this is for the whole thing. Now I have three surfaces. Surface 1 is a curved surface, second one is P, third one is P dash. So now I am not writing closed. I just wrote integral E dot dA. Integral E dot dA. And integral E dot dA for P dash, which is equal to, as per Gauss law, total charge enclosed divided by epsilon naught. I have three surfaces. So Gauss law is written for all the three surfaces. Okay. Now what's the formula for A dot B? A dot B equal to AB cos theta. So E dot dA is equal to E dA cos theta. But I should know what is theta. For the three surfaces, what is the value of theta? If you take the surface P, what is the angle theta? Angle between E and dA? It is 0. Same manner, if you go for P dash, angle between E and dA is 0. But if you come for the surface, curved surface here, what is the theta here? Here the theta is, angle between E and dA is 90 degree. So cos 90, what's the value of cos 90? Cos 0, 1. Cos 90, 0. So E dot dA cos 90, this term is equivalent to 0. So I will have only, if I integrate, I will have the answer for only the flat surface P and the flat surface P dash. That alone it is written, phi is equal to E dA cos 0. Cos 0 is 1. Here also E dA cos 0, 1. Q total charge enclosed, and remember this Q enclosed is enclosed by the Gaussian surface. It is not the whole charge present on the sheet. What is the charge enclosed within the Gaussian surface? That's why the word is written as enclosed. Are you clear? Shall I proceed? So the same thing in a short form, in a smaller area it is taken. Now you come. Now go to more close by the diagram. EDA for surface P, EDA for surface P dash. But both the values are same. So what I can write, next line, how to integrate. So next one is the electric field on both the sides, it is the magnitude wise same and both the values are same. So 2E is taken outside the integral. I have to find out what is integral dA is equal to Q by epsilon naught. What is the formula for Q? We know, which is equal to, it is a surface charge distribution. Already I said, which is equal to sigma into A. Then what is integral dA? What is the shape? it is a circle. Correctly speaking, it is pi r square or pi a square, anything will come. So today it's not that much needed. We take it as the flat surface P has an area A. Flat surface P dash also have the same area. So integral dA, I wrote it as is equal to A. So what will become this equation? That is, this equation becomes 2E into A. Will it come? 2E into A is equal to sigma A by epsilon naught, and A will get cancelled. This A and this A, both the A's will get cancelled. So I will end up with the E is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. So if I write in vector notation, electric field is sigma by 2 epsilon naught into n cap. N cap is the unit vector which gives the which direction the electric field is acting. So this is the expression for electric field due to infinitely long plane sheet of charge. But children, remember one thing here: sigma constant, 2 constant, epsilon naught constant. Means what? Electric field is independent of distance. But in yesterday's class, for an infinitely long plane sheet of a charge, E is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. That depends on distance. But on a sheet, it is independent of the distance. The same thing by another method. The blue color one is a the infinitely large plane sheet, and the pink color one is the Gaussian surface. Here it is more clearly, it is shown to you clearly. Can you see? E and ds are in same direction, E and ds are in same direction, and in the third case E and ds are in the another direction, perpendicular direction. So instead of naming flat surface, curved surface, the sheets are named as, surfaces are named as A, B, C, and applying, and the area is written. This method, if you are comfortable, you can follow this method also. So total electric flux 1 by epsilon naught times the total charge, and as per Gauss law, is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Both the methods are same one only. There is a slight difference in that. I named first case flat surface, curved surface. You find it little difficult, means you can name it as sheet A, surface B, surface C, or you can write surface 1, surface 2, surface 3. That way also it can be taken. So this is the expression for electric field due to a plane sheet. So here we got it for one sheet. Is it necessary always we need to have one sheet? We may have two sheets also. So if I have a sheets like this, two sheets, what is the expression for electric field? What is the electric field at the point P1? I have to find out. What is the field at the point P1? So again the same method we have to apply. See here in this one, there is a surface plus sigma, there is a surface minus sigma. So what is the expression for electric field at the point P1? Can you try and keep it? I'll discuss the answer in the next class for you. So today's class we studied plane sheet, charge distribution, how to draw the Gaussian surface. We have chosen a Gaussian surface as a cylinder. You can take one more thing here. Instead of taking like a cylinder, the pink color one, you can take it as a cuboid also. If you take it as a cuboid also, you will get the same manner, the same formula. The application of this I'll discuss in the next class. So we derive the expression for electric field due to a infinitely large plane sheet. Formula is equal to sigma by 2 epsilon naught. This is the application of Gauss law. Please study and I will send the assignment questions. Thank you.